Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. Naranda Brown, your host, and we have an interesting topic today to discuss. There have been an air of negativity around the national team for the past few days. Uncertainty as it relates to some players, discontent from fans as it relates to players who were excluded, and overall just disapproval for the Jamaican Football Federation and everything that it stands for. So today I will be taking a shining light out of these dark clouds that have been over the Jamaican football. But before I do so, let me say thank you to my sponsors, Quick Link Shipping, RS Sports, and CSA Shop. If you haven't started following them as yet, check out the link in the description. RS Sports store for all your sporting clothing and apparel. Nice Chelsea jersey here. They're also selling the Reggae Boyz jersey for as cheap as 9,000 Jamaican dollars. So please do check them out. RS Sports store, they have you covered. CSA Shop. If you're on the island of Jamaica or wherever it is that you're in the Caribbean and you need anything shipped in from the United States, check out Quick Link Shipping. They have the best rates anywhere. I guarantee you that much. All right. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please remember to hit that subscribe button. If you like the videos, if you like the work that we're putting in, please leave a comment as well. I try my best to respond to all the comments, if not most. And if you are bringing the negativity on this side of the fence, we urge you to keep it away, please, because over here we try to be as transparent as possible. We also try to be as objective as possible. I've said this before on a number of shows that I've been on. There is no such thing as complete and total objectivity, but I try my best to be as close to it. All right. I may share an opinion that doesn't resonate with you or doesn't, it's not similar to your views and your thoughts. It's okay. If everyone had the same opinions, the world would be a boring place. So if you don't agree with my opinion, feel free to express yours in the comment section, and then we can probably have a good discussion. Because in truth and in fact, I don't want folks just saying good job and wonderful work and all of that. You learn more from failure. And if you are able to introduce me to a new perspective or to a new viewpoint on things, then I'm more than open to the idea, and I'm more than willing to learn if that information is there. So again, thanks again for supporting us. Thanks to everyone. We've gotten to 700 subscriptions, really good. The past month or so, I think we grew by almost 300 subscribers. So we appreciate the love from everyone over here. The topic that I'm discussing today is strike force, as it states, or strikers that we have. Are they good enough to take us to Gold Club glory? We've had some good strikers over the years. Earlier today I was looking on a video with Ricardo Fuller. His goal was in the Premier League archives as one of the best goals to have been scored in the English Premier League. And I decided, okay, why not? Why not? We have some tremendous strikers, and goals win you matches. They tell you defense wins you championships, but goals win you matches. And in the Gold Cup, if we are to go all the way to the top, if we're to win the entire thing, it will be a total of roughly 7 games. So we need some good conversion. We need some good conversion rates from our strikers, because they don't have all the time in the world. They won't be allotted a lot of second chances, for lack of a better term. So I'll be looking at our strikers that we took on the trip, but in particular, I'll be addressing Shamar Nicholson and Cory Burke, because it has been an ongoing discussion about who is expected to start and who is a favorite to lead the line for the Reggae Boyz team. Strangely enough, Shamar Nicholson's strike rate in Jamaica's colours is only bettered by Onandi Lowe and one Luton Shelton. Rest in peace. Luton Shelton, as you may have already known, is the nation's leading goal scorer. I think he's had 35 goals in 75 games, which gets him probably a strike rate of roughly 2.1, somewhere there. On the low, I think 29 and 60 something, again, close enough. Looking at Shamar's strike rate, his strike rate is 2.4, right? Now, this strike rate is better than Kylian Mbappe's and Marcus Rashford. I don't want you to say that I said Shamar Nicholson is better than these two players, but it must be noted that his strike rate with Jamaica, with the national colors, is better than these two individuals that I just mentioned. And I think that is something positive to take into this competition, like the Gold Cup, where, as I said, we're guaranteed a maximum of 7 games if we do well. But if we don't do well, which I hope it isn't the case, we can say our strikers would have delivered on the day. Shamar Nicholson, tremendous striker. He's a phenomenal young talent. At 23 years old, he's definitely one who will be the face of Jamaican football, along with Leon Bailey, of course, because he's the superstar currently in the squad, and the West Harding for years to come. We have some good youngsters in the setup. They will be transitioning into bigger leagues or to bigger clubs, especially if they perform well at the Gold Cup here. But Shamar Nicholson in particular, I think he has everything it takes to be a remarkable striker in a few years' time. 23, still very, very young. In 2 years or so, I personally would want to see him in a more competitive league. Not saying anything is wrong with the league that he's playing in, but I would want to see him in a more competitive league, flying in straight, because he has all the qualities, and I know we can expect great things from him in the future. As I mentioned about his strike rate, his 7 goals in 18 appearances for the national colour, it may be a little bit different for his club, but when he's on national duty, he gets the job done. Blessings, Formula Sports, always a pleasure to have you. As I said before, when he puts on the national colours, the black, green, and gold, 9 out of 10 times he's going to deliver. And as I said, him scoring a goal in every 2.4 games, it is a wonderful strike rate for any striker, especially in international competition. Marcus Rashford's strike rate for England is over 3. Kylian Mbappe's strike rate for France is over 3 as well. So it's good. It's positive. I know it's not much to depend on and all of that, but I can add something else to it, because of his 7 goals, 2 of them have come against the United States. And I know the United States, you may say, it's a different crop of players. We probably don't know enough about the United States now that in comparison to the United States that we played a few years ago. Regardless, he has history with the United States, and considering now this United States team, it has 19 MLS players. So will we be going with the history, or will we be going with the experience of a Cory Burke, who's been bagging goals left, right, and center in the MLS week in, week out against these same MLS players? We're yet to see, but what I can assure you is whichever angle we decide to lean on, or whatever route we decide to take, our strikers are more than competent to deliver. Point of note as well, Cory Burke, his strike rate for the national team is 2.6. So our strikers, they have good strike rate when they're playing for the Reggae Boyz. So in short competitions like this one, we can expect good things from them, and we can expect them to deliver. And I don't want to think of it as additional pressure being placed on our strikers, but I think our strike force should not be worried about. And the missing names in Andre Gray, personally, I'm a big fan of Andre Gray, and I was disheartened to know that he wasn't a part of the fray for the Gold Cup. But our team is in competent hands with Shamar Nicholson and Cory Burke. The Mexican team going into the tournament, I think Mexico has the strongest team in the entire tournament. They opted for an almost A team. They left out Chicharito Hernandez. We know he's a Mexican icon, an idol, Manchester United, Real Madrid. he's been there, done that. We know he's been there, done that. So he got left out of the team. There's I didn't see Diego Lainez as well. I'm thinking he may be a part of the Olympic squad. That's the reason why he wasn't a part of the 23-man squad that was submitted for the Gold Cup. But nonetheless, Mexico, they are the main threat for the Jamaican team. They stand between us and the Gold Cup trophy, in my opinion. Folks will say the United States. I'm not so concerned about the United States as I am about Mexico. Now, backtracking down memory lane a little bit, against Mexico, over the past 20 years, we've scored only 4 goals, right? So I'm not talking about winning games. I'm talking goals in general. How many times have we scored against Mexico? Over the past 20 years, we've scored against them 4 times, right? The 4 times we've scored against them, we've lost 2 of those games, right? We lost 2 of the games and we won 2. In this current setup, this current crop of players, only 1 player, and that player is Kemar Taxi-Laurent. And that the last Gold Cup, he scored a free kick which propelled us to the final. So he's the only player in this setup to have scored against the Mexican team. And I think it is a sad statistic, but it is what it is. Mexico, they are the top team in CONCACAF. They are the team to beat going into the Gold Cup. And I think we need to be mindful of them. We don't need to be fearful, but we need to be mindful of them because they are the big dogs. Ranked 11th in the world. Denmark, they play tomorrow in the Euros against England, is ranked 10, just for a bit of perspective, so we can understand the animal we're up against. They've consistently produced top quality players, the likes of Irving Lozano, Hernandez, Chicharito, Jimenez, all these players, top quality players. And it's a compilation of the league that they have in Mexico, as well as the production supply, the supply to Europe, because we know a lot of Mexican players, they go to Europe as maybe Spain, because the language is similar. They end up in Spain before they even come to the English Premier League or before they even go anywhere else. For example, Lainez, I think he's in Sociedad now or Betis. They tend to go to Spain because the language barriers aren't as great. And folks in Jamaica, we aim for the English Premier League because it is English, and stepping out of your comfort zone, going into a situation where the language is new, might be a little bit more difficult to adjust and all of that. It's one of the challenges, and it's one of the hindrances to growth as a footballing nation. Hats off to Jovan East. He decided to make the bold move to Costa Rica, against Spanish-speaking country. Not many persons would do that because, again, we are enticed by leagues that have a similar language to us, and leagues that we tend to adjust easier to. And if the language is similar, it is 9 out of 10 times easier to adjust. All right. So again, as I said, Cory Burke, with the experience and the guile of the MLS players, he should be the one taking care of the United States. And if we decide not to go with Cory Burke and decide to go with Shamar Nicholson, he has history with them, because 2 of his 7 goals have been scored against the United States. Blessings, Ryan LFC. Yes, my team plays today. So I'm trying to get a quick video in on my strikers. I'm not worried about my strikers. As I said, strike force, the topic says it all. The strike force is done and dusted. It's in the bag. We know that our team is filled with goals. Leon Bailey, he hasn't delivered the number of goals that we would like to see him deliver for the national team. I think he's only scored once in 12 appearances or somewhere there. So he hasn't delivered the number of goals that we'd like to see. But with strikers like Cory Burke and Shamar Nicholson, I think he will create a lot of chances for them to get on the end of things. And it's exciting. The Gold Cup starts in just a few days, and I know my strikers will come good, and they will come on the big stage the cohesion, the love, the appreciation, the brotherly support that I've been seeing from Cory Burke and Shamar Nicholson. It shows that they're on the same wavelength. It shows that if they should play together in a two, we're covered. It shows that if Shamar Nicholson starts and by any force whatsoever he has to depart, he's confident that Cory Burke can give 100% and can do just as good a job as he was doing. And it's the same thing reciprocated from Cory Burke to Shamar Nicholson as well. So at least it's good to see that love and that appreciation among the brothers who are leading the line for the national team. Midfield, we will talk about that. The defense unit will talk about pairings, and we'll talk about what best compilation or what best 11. But as things stand now, our strikers, they are in good spirit. And the teams in the Gold Cup, they should be worried because they don't miss when they aim. And conversion rates of 2.4 and 2.6 means if they, by any force whatsoever, don't end up scoring in the first game, you should be worried in the second game. And I'll keep my fingers crossed in that regard. Cory Burke, great striker. Shamar Nicholson, great striker. And Mexico looking even harder now with Rabel looking very doubtful. The Rabel Morrison situation, I will not speak. I will not speak very much on that because all the information isn't available to me at this point. But what I can say is it's again leaving it late and just too late for my liking. All right. I prefer to get things done as early as possible. Welcome, Demo J, Michael Woodburn. Welcome, everybody. Trying to get off this live in the next 3 minutes so I can prepare for that Italy game. Very, very exciting game as well. I'm supporting Italy, Demo J. If you're a Spain man, Michael Woodburn, you're a Spain man as well. We'll continue the banter at a later date. But again, folks, our strikers have us covered, so don't worry. They will deliver. They'll deliver like the postman. All right, so need not to worry about that aspect. We have goals in the team, and although Kemar Lawrence is the only player in our team, our current team, to have scored against Mexico, I am confident enough that come the end of the Gold Cup, we will have a few more names, or maybe another name on that list in this current setup to have gotten a goal against the Mexican team. El Tico's the ones to beat in the Gold Cup. They are the ones standing between us and Gold Cup glory. Thanks again for everyone supporting us. Thanks for checking out our videos. Thanks for supporting everything we do over here at Halftime TV. Again, transparency, objectivity, key all the time. Remember, no news is never bad news. We try to exactly. Yes, that was it. That was it, Demo Dre. All right. We try to keep it 100 over here at Halftime TV. And if you have an opinion, if you have a striker in the current team, I don't want folks to be telling me about strikers that aren't there, because I think we've crossed that bridge. We're talking about the ones who are there, and we're embracing the ones who are there. I know bad news travels very fast. Bad news travels at the speed of light, actually, and good news travels at the speed of molasses. So we are going to try and keep the news positive. Hopefully, there isn't anything negative coming out of the Jamaican Football Federation and out of the Reggae Boyz camp, because going into the competition with only a handful of days left, we want the vibe to be right around the camp, and as it relates to the support system going into the camp. They can feed off our energy. They're watching the videos. They feed off the energy of those on the outside looking on the inside. As a matter of fact, I was doing an interview with one player a few weeks ago, and a vlogger came into the comment section. I was asking something, and the player said he didn't want to answer anything from that blogger. So again, folks, we know sometimes it's honest criticism, which is understood, but sometimes I think we can stay away from it as well. So let's keep the support going in for the guys. Let's push them. Let's push off that positive energy so they can feed off it going into the competition, and it can lift their morale. And we can be expectant. Mexico, the team to beat. Cory Burke, Shamar Nicholson, quite competent. Shamar Nicholson only Onande Low and Luton Shelton have better strike rate than him in Jamaica's colors over the past how many years? 20 years, right? So we have strikers who are competent and capable of bulging the back of the net, and they don't need a lot of games to do that either. So going into a competition where we're guaranteed 7 games at most, because we Marlon King, exactly. Thank you so very much, Teddy Lee Gray. Going into a competition where we are guaranteed the most 7 games, I think we can rest our hats down on these guys. As Shamar Nicholson, he very young but very mature and willing to step up and shoulder the responsibility. All right, we you need to change your name to half time to full time. Yeah, I agree. Demo J, I tried to get it in as best as possible. All right. Yeah. Teddy Lee Gray, I went through the conversions a bit earlier, but definitely. Luton Shelton, 35 goals in 75 games. Proper conversion. You're looking at 2.1 somewhere in there. Shamar Nicholson, he's currently at 2.4. Oh, you're talking conversion rate. I'm talking strike rate as it relates to the game. So it's not the chances that they put away, but the games in total. All right. Again, our strikers, they might not have the big names like Marcus Rashford or what have you, but their numbers are definitely commendable. And I don't dwell on statistics too often because sometimes statistics can be misleading. Well, oftentimes they are misleading because you have to take them into context and all of that. But nonetheless, I think from what I've seen from my strikers for at least the past year or the past few years when they have represented Jamaica, the Reggae Boyz, I am confident enough that they can take us all the way. Our main challenge will be the United States and Mexico. Shamar Nicholson has the United States' ticket. Cory Burke, 19 of the 23 players in the United States squad are playing in the MLS. And Cory Burke, we know he's been around the block when it comes to the MLS. All right, so our strike force, you can tick that box off as well. The concerns will continue about the midfielders and Ravel Morrison and all of that. We can't change it. All right. all love Teddy Lee Gray. All love. Right. The whispers will continue. The concerns will continue. But again, all the fans on here, all the fans on all the different channels. I know my channel might not be as big as the other channels, but let's turn it down a notch for now. All right. No, it's 4 or 5 days. The Gold Cup starts at the 10th or the 11th. So it's 5 days at most before the competition begins. So let's try to promulgate that positive energy that our boys can feed on. All right. Let's push that positive vibes off towards them. And then who knows, after the Gold Cup finishes, we can probably start questioning things, or we can probably start pulling out some stops to ensure that things are going right. Because no matter what we do now, no matter what we're doing now, it won't change anything in it, because the 23 men have already been selected. They're already in the United States. With the Ravel Morrison situation, it is a bit tricky. Question marks there. But as it relates to the rest of the players, they're already there. They're already training. They're already preparing for the tournament. So they're zoned in. The mindset is on the tournament. So let's try our best. I agree. I don't have any problem, I don't have any problem with what you with bashing the JFF when they do wrong. But I'm simply saying the time and place, and no, we want to ensure that the guys aren't distracted in any way whatsoever. All right, so let's just try our best to push that positive vibes towards them. Whenever the Gold Cup finishes, then we can start calling people out, because players should be getting in, because then it's the World Cup, right? And then we will have what, 7 months, 8 months in order to qualify for the World Cup. So we'll have a little bit more time, a little bit more leeway, a little bit more wiggle room then, so to speak. But the Gold Cup only lasts for a month. All right. I know that my fellow vloggers or whoever they can hold it out and try and suppress some of that negative critique for a month. It's not that difficult, eh? Not that difficult. Again, bad news. I know this video, it might not, who knows, it might not get 500 views, but it's my opinion, and I think sometimes we need to switch it up a little bit. We question things, we ask the necessary questions that people aren't asking, but time and place again. All right, because as things are now, everything that we do now, it will only affect the players. It's not affecting the JFF. It's not doing anything. It's not. We can speak out and hope that, keep our fingers crossed, that after the competition finishes, they'll make the necessary changes. But what we're doing now, we're bashing players. We're saying this player should be in, that player should not be in. It will go away. It will trickle down to the players, folks. All right. So again, I'm going to run over to that Italy match in a few. I think I'll just leave this live at 30 minutes. So we can reconvene another day. Who knows? Probably tomorrow we'll do it again. But my strikers, probably I can do the defenders tomorrow. What do you think, folks? Or the thing, or defenders tomorrow. Who knows? We can do the defenders tomorrow. But Shamar Nicholson, big striker. All right. Cory Burke, big striker again. Our team is in competent hands. A little bit of experience and guile with a little bit of youthful exuberance. The experience and guile coming from Cory Burke. We know a man at what, 29 years old, bagging in goals for Philadelphia Union. He's feeling at home as well in the national setup. Alvas Powell there, Andre Blake there. All three of them play for the same club. So feeling at home, not even though there are some new faces in the camp, he would have been feeling quite comfortable. Shamar Nicholson is the same thing, bringing his youthful exuberance. He has Tyreek McGee, who 9 out of 10 times, both of them are together over there in Europe. So again, I'm pumped. I'm excited. I can't wait for it to begin, if I'm to be honest with myself. The Gold Cup, it might not be as exciting and as exhilarating as a Euro or as a what's the name of the other one? A Copa America, but it's ours, and it's CONCACAF's, and we are embracing it. And in embracing the Gold Cup, we are embracing our players as well. And we're pushing them all the way. If you're a fan of Brazil, if you're a fan of Argentina, chances are you're watching Copa. If you're a fan of England, if you're a fan of Belgium or whoever, chances are you were watching the Euros. So we are the fans of the Reggae Boyz, and we will be watching the Gold Cup, because again, it is ours, and we want to take it home as the Reggae Boyz. All right, we want to take it home as the Reggae Boyz fans. Let me say again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button as yet, folks, I think I'm gonna sign off for now. Thanks again to everyone who were here for the past 29-30 minutes. We'll try to keep the content coming. Not all the time there's positive news, but if there's negative news, I'll try my best to take a shining light out of those dark clouds that have been hanging over the football and the federation, and the chances are that we'll be hanging over the football and the federation for the next 30 days as well. We will be questioning Rather Morrison's exclusion or inclusion, whatever it may be. We'll want the details, But let's just leave it, give it a rest for the next few days. All right, folks. Again, we appreciate the love and the support. Noranda Brown, Halftime TV. Hit the like, hit the subscription, leave a comment in the comment section. Doesn't really take much, really. All right. We love you guys a lot and we appreciate you. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Halftime TV checking out.